especially with hip hop. I mean, early days of hip hop dissecting was amazing because it was all built on samples, like James Brown records, George Clinton records, or whoever. And finding those samples, like, man, what was that sample? Like, that thing is amazing. And then I would look at the credits and see who sampled it. And then I would go in, and if it was a James Brown record, I would try to get that record. And like that record would have other songs on there that was just amazing. That kind of grew my passion for older music and like, you know, where the funk and all that stuff comes from, soul records, the jazz records, all that stuff. I started liking it more and more, you know what I mean? Like classic records and stuff.
Do you consider yourself a sample-based producer?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I do sample a lot, but I take little guitar licks and keys and stuff like that, and I kind of make them into my own.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have sampled. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but there on all the Nelly records, there's a few, you know, 2 or 3 samples.
But not like the Bomb Squad, where it's
No, they're not like,
layered
you know, RZA or, you know, who else? Kanye. You know, I don't sample like those guys.
Have you ever started a production off with maybe a sample and then replace so much around the sample that you just lose the sample altogether?
Oh, yeah. I'll do that a lot, too. I'll try to mimic the horns and then, oh, yeah, the horns sound great. Well, let's redo the bass. And then I end up pulling that whole sample out. Dre's known for that, by the way. Dre does a lot of that stuff. Like a lot of his beats originate from samples and just replaying them. You know, like as far as like hip hop goes, like Dre, you know, I try to keep up with everybody, like what everybody's doing and stuff like that. That was one way for me to develop my style too. It's like Dre plays a lot, and then we had Puff Daddy and sampling a lot, and I was like, well, I just love hip hop in general, so I like, you know, kind of do my own thing with those kind of styles.
Out of all the producers that are out there, who do you say have influenced you the most?
I mean, there's Dre and Timbaland. I really like Timbaland a lot. He's very diverse. Goes back to that weird sound too, but it's still funky. You know what I mean? Like he's always coming up with some new style. You know, it's always different every time he pops back out. You know, same with Dre though. Like that's what I'm saying. Both of them are really my favorites. So.
How did you meet the Lunatics?
That same studio. That's where I was DJing at the time. It was
so you're DJing at the roller rink?
Yeah, skating rink. But at that time, I was so in love with learning the studio that they had a studio that was a public studio. And they said, hey, you could stick around. Because at that time, I didn't have a car, and I would always get to the gig early. It's like, hey, you can stick around, just don't say anything, don't get in the way, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Inside the studio? Inside
the studio. And it would be me coming to the gig an hour early, 2 hours early, 3 hours early, and it just grew on to being a whole day of just like really just watching and seeing how everything's, you know, working. And I think it was like probably like a half a year, maybe a year. They were like, well, you can get on the MPC. You know what I mean? Like you can mess around with whatever sounds are on there. Just don't touch anything else. And so I started, you know, trying to figure it out, trying to learn. And
so you learned it on your own? You didn't?
I learned it a lot on my own. Every once in a while, hey, how do you get it to do 4 bars rather than 2 bars? And then that would be, you know, one way. Yeah,
but no, I'm saying so no one sat down.
Nobody did that. I mean, it's just the love. I mean, you gotta have the love. You gotta have that drive, that passion to want to learn, because there's always going to be new keyboards, new drum machines, new amps, preamps. I mean, and everything's going to be new. And as you get these pieces of gear, you have to learn on your own. I mean, sometimes there is workshops, but there wasn't at that time. And I still don't go to workshops. I just pick it up and learn it for my own.
So by making beats down there, you started to make a name for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I was still, I remember doing my first 2 songs, and I was like, wow, that was pretty cool, like, you know. And
who were you recording on back then, do you remember?
I think it was just somebody random in the studio.
No, I mean format.
ADATs.
ADATs.
It was ADATs. I don't know if anybody remembers.
Anybody know what the ADAT was? Yeah,
this was hell.
ADATs were a VHS tape
Yeah.
that recorded 8 tracks.
8 tracks.
And were notorious for eating your
VHS tapes.
VHS tapes. Have you ever lost a VHS tape?
Oh, many. And they weren't cheap neither. I mean, it wasn't a VHS tape. They were actually a high quality.
Yeah, but same size.
I think it was like $40, $50 a tape. Mind you, I had like a little DJ job right back then, so I kind of had to make that work. And I think you could only get like 2 or 3 songs on them or something like that. But yeah, it was
my worst experience with an ADAT tape, ADAT, right?
Yeah.
I keep thinking of D88. Was I got called one day to come in. I was working at the Hit Factory. One of your favorite artists. I got the call to do a RZA record. And the first thing he wanted to do was transfer all of his stuff from that he had on ADAT onto a multi-track machine, a 2-inch tape machine. No problem. I can sync those things up. I've been using my whole life, whatever. First time I hit play, I see the numbers rolling, and I just keep going and going and going and going. I'm like, man, these tapes aren't that long. Like, something's wrong. So I hit stop, ejected, and the tape had snapped.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay,
Yeah,
I just met this guy. He's not my client yet. And there's about 50 million people in the control room, all looking at me like I broke the tape.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about sweating?
Yeah.
I actually spliced the tape back together with
Did you
digital
have to take
splicing
it all
tape.
apart and everything?
I took enough out
Yeah.
that I could get the thing, put it into a splicing block. Remember, we had the 3348s, we had these big, huge Sony digital tape machines. I spliced it together on their splicing block, put it back in, and luckily it wasn't on a song.
On a song, yeah.
And so everything dropped out of, because you would sync multiple ADATs up. And luckily enough, he liked me, and we worked for a month straight on a record that became one of the ones that you picked out of my discography when we
Bobby
first
Digital
met.
was an amazing album. I'm a big Wu-Tang fan, so I love it.
So you're in a studio at Saints. You're DJing. Did you skate while you were DJing?
Nah,
Or you just
never
in the booth?
skated. I think I skated like maybe twice since I worked there, and I think I worked there for like 3 or 4 years.
We had a screen.
And
I have
nobody
a
was
picture
there,
of
by
him
the way. It
skating.
was like after hours.
We don't have it up today. But how did you hook up with those guys in the studio?
They came in.
Were they signed to D2 at the time?
No, they came in for a session that somebody else paid for. I just happened to be in there, and it was Ali from the Lunatics. I don't even know how he heard my beats, but he was there. We both were there, and we, chatted up a little bit. We both liked Wu-Tang. We both just wearing Timberland boots and stuff like that, and just grimy New York type style. And then he was just like, "Hey, let me check out some of your beats," and then came back like, "Hey, I'm gonna record over 2 of your tracks," and I was like, "Wow, okay, cool." And Ali ended up introducing me to Murphy Lee and LA, Kiwan, and City, and all that. And City was doing a little bit of production too, so City started hanging out more and more, and we just started like making sure, like he would make a track, and I would want to do something better, and then we would collab every once in a while, and it was just good times, man. It was really
It's a healthy competition.
Yeah, exactly. Healthy competition.
Whose beats were better?
There's no better when it comes to music.
I was going to see City later on. I was going to say that you were
City
dumping
might say
on.
something different, but me, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
What part of the recording process do you enjoy best?
I mean, obviously making the music. I just love, beat making and, just mashing sounds together and, almost like painting a picture. You know what I mean?
Do you prefer the artist to be with you while you're making the beat, or do you make them alone?
Sometimes it's very helpful. I mean, it's good to have like somebody there with good energy, that's helping the vibe out, and like, both you guys are collabing on, the music aspect of it. So you know which direction to go to.
Feed right off of them, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
In those early records, did you guys do a lot of that?
Yeah, some of them, not all of them, but a lot of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Getting back to all the equipment that you have and those type of things, how do you feel as a producer owning your own studio has helped you with your productions?
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, anytime you have like inspiration or, you have that, you're humming a melody and you want to get it out. I mean, having the tools definitely, builds what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At any time. So it's just, you just go in and do it.
24 hours.
24
you don't have
hours.
to book it.
Yeah, go
And I
down
guess
there.
what I also have to explain is that, Jay's studio isn't just like our Studio B, which is just a couple of walls with some traps on it and a little Pro Tools rig in the middle of it. Jay owns a recording studio. Anybody who's had the lucky enough to work down there.
It's just a musical like playground. We got like percussion instruments. We have
You have, what, one or
keyboards,
two
guitars, basses. What's that?
You have like one or two shakers?
Yeah, I got a bunch of shakers, congos, bongos, like anything musical is down there. Try to,
I remember the first time I went down, and outside of the studio was like a little lounge area and restroom and stuff like that. It just happens to be a hot tub too, I think.
Yeah.
And there's this room just filled with every piece of percussion instrument you've ever thought about in your life.
Yeah.
Like if you can imagine it, or if you're on vacation, you see like a cord with something on it, or whatever. It's in Jay's locker, and then he'll run in there a million times and grab something and play it on a track or loop it up. Or
all those are different frequencies and different rings and stuff like you get like a metal like shaker, it's really bright, and then you get one that just has like an orange type. It's really